It's not often we get a new mattress brand that's designed to really compete, but Cloverlane is a new bed and a new brand that has a lot going for it. This thing not only looks luxurious, but comes with a rather luxurious price tag to match. So let's talk about what our testing found about the Cloverlane and specifically whether this is the right bed for you. And by the way, if you like what you see, we have links to the latest discounts in the description below. Well, let's talk about Cloverlane because it's a rather new entry into the mattress market. Well, kind of. Cloverlane is the latest brand from Resident Homes. Now, you know Resident as the company behind brands like Nectar and DreamCloud and even Awara. Their marketing and even the construction of this bed kind of exudes an elegance and sophistication that, let's be honest, kind of stands out from among other beds. And for a queen size mattress, depending on the deal you find, you're looking at a price of around $1,500. Now, that's not crazy expensive, but it's still more than you'd pay for a lot of other hybrid or foam beds on the market. So what do you get for that price? Well, first up, you get a 365-night trial and free white glove delivery. So the company's gonna deliver this bed, place it in a room of your choice, and then haul away the old one. If you've ever tried to get rid of a mattress, having them haul this away is almost worth the price of the bed itself. But then yeah, you get a full year to give this a shot. So as we go through this review, and if you find yourself kind of on the fence, just keep in mind that it's a relatively low risk trial. Well, let's talk about the Cloverlane mattress. You can choose a hybrid model or an all foam model and your firmness level as well. You can choose from a plush soft, a luxury firm, and even a firm. Now the bed stands about 15 inches high, so you wanna make sure that you buy deep pocketed sheets for this one. Both beds, whether you get an all foam or a hybrid, start with the Eurotop with 1.75 inches of foam that's stitched into that cover. And that stitching, by the way, is really nice on top of this bed. Now this is followed by 2 inches of gel infused memory foam to cushion your body and help isolate motion. Now beneath that and right in the center of the bed is a 1/2 inch of latex. Now this is strategically placed to add additional support around your torso and your lumbar, and it's gonna prevent you from sinking in too far to the bed. Beneath that is a 2.5 inch layer of transitional support foam. Now here's where the models kind of diverge. Up to now, everything is kind of the same. But if you choose an all foam bed, that base layer is gonna be 9 inches of a dense foam layer. The hybrid, on the other hand, is gonna be 8 inches of individually wrapped springs and then a 1 inch base layer of foam. Now, by the way, we should probably also point out that there are those handles on the side of the bed. It's a really nice add-on for when you do need to move or shift your bed. Now, what does this feel like? Well, the main difference between the hybrid and the all foam bed is basically that base layer. The other top 4 layers are identical. And as I laid on both of these beds, it was honestly pretty hard to tell the difference between the two. Now, usually when I do lay on a bed, I have a pretty immediate sense for, whether the bed has springs or whether it has foam, but laying on the Cloverlane, it was hard to determine. And when I did lay on the bed, I didn't sink in very far. Now for reference, I weigh about 210 pounds, and the hybrid and the foam beds kept my body on a really nice even plane. I didn't notice much sinking around my hips or my shoulders, and in short, I got the sense of really sleeping on the bed rather than sinking into it. And because of that, this bed was very easy to move around on. I could shift positions, I could roll around with ease, I didn't worry about it too much. Now, the brand touts this as being great for people with back pain, and based on my experience, that makes sense. The latex layer around the lumbar provides a firmer feel. You can even see where they've stitched that into the bed from looking at the cover. So if you do suffer from minor aches and pains in your back, this very well could be a great option. But overall, my initial impression of this bed, the Cloverlane is a sturdy, well-built bed, and it has excellent support. So how did it hold up in our testing? The side sleepers on our team, me included, found the foam layers were soft enough to cushion shoulders and hips, and that zoned latex layer kept my spine in a healthy, neutral alignment. Now, usually at my weight, we'd suggest a firmer mattress, but I found that I really liked the plush models of both the hybrid and the foam. So on these beds, if you're a side sleeper, it's worth at least thinking about going a little softer than you otherwise might. And especially if you're in the lightweight category, so maybe around 130 pounds or less, you certainly need the plush soft version of this bed. Now, as a general rule, back and stomach sleepers need a bed that errs on the firm side. The back and stomach sleepers on our team really enjoyed the Cloverlane. With its dense foam layers and those really strong coils in the base, our testing team found, again, that their bodies were kept on an even plane and they were really well supported throughout the night. We think most stomach and back sleepers should look to the luxury firm, maybe even that firm option. You lightweight sleepers, we recommend that you look to the luxury firm. Now, given the relative firmness of these beds, our expectation is that we'd experience more motion transfer, but our testing kind of revealed the opposite. The foam layers do a great job of isolating motion, and when our testing team laid on the Cloverlane, regardless of the firmness, they didn't record much disruption from the other's movements. So if you are someone who sleeps with a partner and you need a bed with strong motion isolation, we think the Cloverlane is going to be a pretty good choice here. Now, one place where we did find this bed struggled was its edge support. Sitting on the edge of the bed was, in my experience, a bit of an adventure. The perimeter collapsed under my body weight, and it felt like I was gonna roll right off the edge of the bed. Now, a lot of hybrid mattresses, especially at this price point, are gonna reinforce their edges with either dense coils or denser foam. Now, Cloverlane does put a thick foam layer around the coil base. In fact, that foam is so thick in terms of its width that I couldn't really tell by pushing it on the outside if I was pushing on a foam bed or the hybrid bed with coils. That foam just doesn't do anything. It's just not strong enough to support any kind of sitting or sleeping near the edge. So if you are looking for a bed with strong edge support, the Cloverlane is not it. Now, with all that being said though, the Cloverlane is a really, really good bed. It's supportive, it's great for those of you with back pain, and it does have a nice touch of elegance in its design. And if you are on the fence about whether this is right for you, remember, you do have that 1-year trial to give it a shot. So for more on the Cloverlane, check out our full review over at sleepfoundation.org. And hey, we get a ton of beds into our test lab every year. We run them through a gauntlet of both objective and subjective testing to find the best mattresses. So for more of our favorites, check out that video right here. Well, that's it for this review. Remember, check out the latest discount on the Cloverlane in the description below. Thanks for watching, everyone. Sleep well.